Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Your thoughts and prayers for the victims of the savage bombing incident in Manchester, New Hampshire. Thank you very much. Next item on the agenda is votes in executive session. There was votes in executive session pertaining to MOA agreements with the Federation of Teachers. And I guess the next item on the agenda would be correspondence. Melinda?
Thank you, Chairman Marciano. This evening, based on of this school committee. Dear Mr. Goho, the Committee on Public Secondary Schools at its April 3rd and 4th, 2017 meeting voted to accept the 5-year progress report of the North Providence High School and continue the school's accreditation. While the report described many positive aspects of the school, the committee was pleased to learn of the following: the receipt of grant funding from Lowe's to create a facility for students to gain hands-on experience in the medical field, the receipt of Skills Up grant to expand the marine trades program, the receipt of P-TECH grant to develop health service academies and pathways, the additional technology education courses available to students, the work done in English language art department to pilot blended learning, the revision of school-wide proficiency-based graduation rubrics to align with the Common Core, the identification of current and new educational programs and initiatives through examination of the school's core values and belief, which addresses each core value as well as identified areas of need. The graduation rate of 98% for the class of 2016, the increase in percentage of graduating seniors attending post-secondary institutions from 68% in 2005 to 88% in 2016. The addition of multiple courses consistent with the Rhode Island Secondary Reform legislation, and it still goes on. The increase to the technology budget, including the purchase of 75 laptops for a flipped classroom pilot, multiple professional development opportunities afforded to the faculty, and the effort of the school improvement team to align the school's improvement plan with the school's mission and core values. It goes on to say that there are adequate steps in place to our next accreditation, which will happen in the year 2020. Thank you.
Need a motion to
Motion
A
to
motion-
move into.
a motion to place on the correspondence received pertaining to the accreditation. Mrs.
Motion to place on file.
Motion, Ms. Picard, second. Seconded by Mr. Iannetta, and someone else seconded, but I'm not, Donald Cataldi. All right. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it, so voted. Next item.
The next item on the agenda is our favorite of the year. We're here to honor our individual teacher of the year in each building and then to nominate our district teacher of the year. So I'm going to turn this over to Chairman Marciano and Vice Chairwoman Gina Picard.
Okay, the first individual we're honoring is Cheryl Casanelli in recognition of the recipient of the 2017 Teacher of the Year for Birchwood Middle School. The next individual we're honoring will be Colleen Akin in recognition of her as the recipient of the 2017 Teacher of the Year contract for Centerville School. The next individual we're honoring is a former student of mine, by the way. Sophie Laurie Bentley, Teacher of the Year for Greystone School. The next person we're honoring this evening, Gail Boyce, in recognition of Teacher of the Year for McGuire School. The next individual we're going to be honoring is the recipient of 2017 Teacher of the Year for Maryville School, Lisa Lopes. The next individual we're honoring for Teacher of the Year for North Providence High School is Stacy Pucara. Individual we're honoring for Teacher of the Year for Ritchie Middle School is Tara Carlson. The next individual we're honoring for Teacher of the Year for Stephen Only School, someone I know pretty well, Christina Paroli. The next individual we're honoring is Tanya DeZaras, recognized as Teacher of the Year for Wayland School. This next award is for Teacher of the Year for North Providence, the entire town. And that recognition goes to Gail Boyce. I'd like to congratulate all the recipients of the award. We have a lot to be proud of, and I'm glad you all were recognized this evening.
And this is going to go back.
This plaque that Melinda has in her hands is going to go back to McGuire School with Gail's name on it. Congratulations.
The next
One
up,
second, one. On behalf of the North Providence School Committee, I'd like to congratulate all the award winners here this evening. You certainly deserve it.
the next item on the agenda, I'd like to bring up, we're going to move the order a little bit and bring up Kim Granato. Oh, Melissa, you're here? Oh, you're here? Okay, great. I'll stay in order then. I'd like to invite Melissa Caffrey. She is our P-TECH Director at North Providence High School to give us a brief update.
Oh, you got it? Okay. Is this on? Okay. Good evening. My name is Melissa Caffrey, and I am the newly appointed P-TECH Director for North Providence High School. And I am thrilled to be here tonight to talk to you about this new exciting initiative that our Superintendent Melinda Smith worked tirelessly for in giving this to the North Providence School Department. North Providence High School is one of 5 schools in the state. We are part of Cohort 2 that was granted this exciting pathway for kids to receive multiple opportunities. Cohort 1 was Newport, Providence, and Westerly, and then this past year, Woonsocket and North Providence have been added. And we have been granted a really exciting, lucrative pathway, and that is healthcare. So P-TECH, pathway, technology, early, college, high. This program enables students to begin their college and professional lives more quickly by integrating high school classes, collegiate courses, and experience in the workplace with a specific focus in healthcare. We are putting students on a very rigorous, successful pathway, allowing them to graduate with a high school diploma, meeting the secondary regulations, allowing them to receive a free associate degree from CCRI, and they will be able to accrue relevant, meaningful, and valuable workplace experience. North Providence High School is going to be working with corporate partners to include one-on-one mentoring, workplace visits and skills instruction, and job opportunities upon graduation. So the 3 essential components for the P-TECH program is the school district, North Providence, CCRI, and our sister colleges in the state, especially Rhode Island College, and our industry partners. And I'm happy to announce that our industry partners are Fatima Hospital. We have a nonprofit organization called Stepping Up Rhode Island. We also have Golden Crest Nursing Home. And since I've been in this position, I've had other healthcare industries across the state of Rhode Island that have reached out to want to partner with us in getting our kids ready for this rigorous pathway. So we have been granted 2 associate degrees. We're very unique in this sense, where the other cohorts have 1. We've been afforded 2. Kids will be allowed to choose either an associate degree in health science or healthcare administration. So I'm happy to announce that we currently have 42 kids from the North Providence School District that will be part of this very rigorous program. So classes are going to begin in the 9th grade, and for those first couple years, we're obviously working towards getting the kids ready to receive their high school diploma. But as early as the summer prior to them entering into the 10th grade, they will be exposed to their first college courses. P-TECH students, like high school students, complete their high school requirements within the 4 years. They will be able to walk in graduation ceremonies at the end of the year. However, if they do not receive their associate's degree within the 4-year path, then they'll spend years 5 and 6, because they have up until 6 years to receive this associate degree. They would be fully immersed onto the CCI campus in Lincoln. Students that reach 5 years, 5 and 6 of the program, but do not finish, will receive their high school diploma and spend most of their time at the Flanagan campus in Lincoln. All P-TECH students coming through this program will receive a CNA as part of extended learning opportunities, and they will have that certificate before they are a senior in high school, which is going to make them extremely marketable. So just to kind of give you a very brief update about what we've been doing. As far as recruitment goes, I have an amazing steering committee, and that steering committee has been broken up into 4 groups. Recruitment is one of those groups. So myself and our school-based coordinator, Jim Curtis, went to both middle schools, both Ritchie and Birchwood, and we spoke to every single 8th grade student, informing them about the program. Those students who were interested completed a survey, and then we reached out to those students. Then those students came with their parents, and we had 2 parent informational sessions in which the people from CCRI as well as the industry presented with me. Letters and brochures went out to every single 8th grade family in the district, and like I said, I'm really happy to announce that we have 42 formally enrolled into the program. My second committee is messaging and marketing. Hopefully you all saw, but we had an advertisement in the Valley Breeze. I've been making some presentations at local libraries across the state to see if we can even encourage kids coming from other districts who would like to be part of this program. In the P-TECH model, you can have a max of 50 students. We have 42 in the district, but I do have seats open, so I have been advertising the program across the state. I also created a Facebook page, hopefully you can find me and like me and share it, to really encourage what's going to be happening here at the high school. And a creation of a website is going to be on its way. As far as curriculum goes, we have been working tirelessly with the CCRI folks to develop the health science and healthcare administration associate degrees. We're also unique in the sense that these degrees never existed before. So CCRI, in working with the high school, has now created these 2 degrees. Teachers and school leaders are currently attending training on the Summit online learning platform that we will be using as part of this program. Our teachers are currently being trained now, and then school leaders from the district as well as myself will be traveling to California at the end during the summer months to be trained in this very rigorous program. We also just became a member of the Skills USA framework that we're going to be using as part of our workplace skills course. So all students in P-TECH are going to take a workplace skills that's going to be working with our industry partners, where they're really going to learn about soft skills and what it's like to be a professional in the workplace. And the schedules just this week have been created for those 42 kids, and we are very, very excited. The last part is the workplace experience, and I've been meeting monthly with my industry partners where we talk about creating a mentoring program, outlining the roles and the responsibilities of the mentors. We'll be building that this summer. We also are planning workplace visits, guest speaker programs, and more. And what's great about this is these kids not only going to have a one-on-one mentor, they're going to be out in the workplace learning about the healthcare industry, being exposed to as many occupations as possible, but they're actually going to have potential job placements upon receiving their high school diploma and associate's degree. So why join a P-TECH program? These kids are going to have an awesome high school experience. They're still going to be allowed to join clubs, play sports, but they're really working hard to get that diploma and to get that free associate's degree from CCRI. They'll have early exposure to as many career paths in the healthcare industry as possible. They're gaining valuable workplace experience. They'll have job placements. They'll further pursue, and if they choose to, they can go into a 4-year college, receive their BA. Those credits will transfer, and instead of being in college for 4 years, these kids will be in college for 2. And we just recently, in the Valley Breeze today, became CTE approved program of study. So this is really just the beginning for North Providence High School and the district, and really creating multiple pathways for multiple opportunities for our kids to obtain success. So there's a lot more that I could tell you, but I'm told to keep it short, sweet, and to the point, so I did the best job that I could. Thank you. But if you have any questions, please feel free to always contact me, and check out the Facebook page, which, there it is, there it is. I was happy I created this myself, and I don't know what I just did, so.
Melinda?
I'd just like to take the
Not now.
opportunity, Melissa, to thank you for all of your hard work, for Assistant
you.
Superintendent Jakes, and for the teachers at the high school who have been going to training for the Summit platform. You know, it is certainly a collaborative effort, and I thank you.
Thank you very much. We look forward to this opportunity for our kids. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, I'd like to ask Kim Granato to come up. This year, we started a pilot in collaboration with Boston Public Schools. Kim Granato, principal from Wayland School, has been leading that charge for the district, and she's going to give us an overview.
Hit this pass. You're already on here. Yeah. So you're just gonna punch in your password, okay? Yeah, I got it. All right. Looking good. I got your presentation. Yep.
All right, good evening, everyone. Wow, what a great initiative that's going on at the high school. Talk about top, bottom. So I'm going to talk about our little cherubs now. But they're going to come your way, and we're going to produce them ready as ever. So just wanted to thank Superintendent Smith for allowing Wayland School to participate in this wonderful program that our kindergartners got to partake in this year. It's been a great year. It was a new curriculum that we took from Boston model, which we visited, and I personally want to thank Adriana Ritchie and Michelle Ruffino, because they're the ones that made it happen, and their diligence and their perseverance and their respect for their profession is just words can't express. They're just two motivated teachers who put this program to life. So to you both, I thank you. So basically, the foundations of the program focus on storytelling, story acting, read aloud, and yes, we brought back centers for kindergartners. You're going to see some exciting things that we actually brought back for our little cherubs. The program focuses on 4 main units that were discovered and explored throughout this year. We had our community, animals and habitats, construction, and our earth. The program starts out with a strong focus on high-quality literature that connects to themes, the themes that we just discussed, and that really focused on the fiction and nonfiction. Rye did a great job of providing us with all the materials, all the high-quality literature that the students were able to partake in. So one of the most interesting pieces of this program is, again, we brought back centers. We brought back art studio, blocks, drama, library, STEM, word work, writing, and drawing. So I'm going to just give you a quick overview, because I was told to make it short and sweet. So we'll try and go as fast as we can. So the program, again, focuses on something that for the last couple of years, when kindergarten went to full day, we kind of lost sight of, and that was play. And a lot happens. So we call it play with a purpose. A lot happens during play. Through play, children develop their social and cognitive skills, mature emotionally, and they gain self-confidence to engage in new experiences and environments. So as you can see, that is all student-driven work right there, based on the units. What's really interesting, too, that I want to add to those clips is those students chose the block center. They were doing owls in that particular one, but the students are able to choose the center that they want to go to and be part of and stay there as long as the unit is going on, and they can add to it each day. And then other students could come and engage and add to that. And they could take other things from centers. So as you can see, there are art things that are taken from the art center that actually went to the block center. So it's really unique how they set it up. Really allows children to engage. And again, play allows children to use their creativity while developing their imagination, their dexterity, their physical, cognitive, and emotional strength. Play is important for healthy brain development. It is through play that children at a very early age engage and interact in the world around them. Another really cool thing that we brought back that we haven't seen a lot of in the last couple of years, but this year we did, was that storytelling, the ability to bring back puppets and kids to actually have that communication going, all based on literature that they were reading. The art studio, inspiration from literature to create drawings, paintings, sculptures. It adds the authentic writing to tell about creations, and cross-content area is always at its best. So the purpose is, the block center also had a lot of purpose. It was inspiration from thematic units to create new structures. I think one of the best examples I can give you guys of the block center is when the kids were doing a unit on the construction. They would build these towers and buildings. And what was the best thing for a principal to walk by and see is every time I walked out for the third day, I said, this building is still here. It wasn't knocked down. The kids had respect for what they were building, and it was just something they kept building on. And I thought that was an incredible thing in today's age, that nobody went and knocked down the blocks, you know? So it was something that they were also vested in and inspired each other from. We brought back dramatization, and they got to act out their stories with their read-alouds. As you can see, that's kind of a finished product from a cultivating activity that they did on owls. So that's pretty much what a finished product would look like after the unit. And of course, it's all following the Common Core standards. So it's a very, even though play has been brought back, it's very rigorous. The vocabulary is very rich, and it really allows the students to use their creativity and imagination. Of course, we have STEM going on. Yes, our little ones are making their observations, and they're creating predictions and testing them out. The Word Work Center, this is a huge piece in the morning where the phonics are hit, and so to engage in their letter and phonics during their learning activities. They're participating in phonological awareness activities, and they're applying and practicing skills gained during literacy circle and whole group activities. And again, this is just a finished product of kind of what the writing and the drawing has for us. This is a huge piece of the program. It was very scripted. It was to be followed with fidelity. Thank you. It was something that as the coach to oversee, I made sure that they were following this protocol. And in the beginning, the kids, they struggled a little bit, but my goodness, if you were to see them now, I'm going to show you a clip of them actually engaging and actually going through each step of a unit that they're engaged in and actually following the protocol to the point where I could call Adriana and Michelle out of the, to say, come over here. And the kids would just take on over and they could run the classroom. It was quite amazing thinking to yourself, these are just 5-year-olds, little 5-year-olds. So I'm going to show you a little clip from one of our little star cherubs there. Whoops, I just did something. All right.
What a train.
Hopefully you'll be able to hear it.
Olivia, I know it's a good house. The house is the barn. Emily, I noticed that you put seeds that are colors. Next is listening. No. Yes. Yeah, no. Don't say listening. There's two. Wondering. Yeah. Wondering. Morgan. I noticed that. Wondering. I wonder why you put that little thing. What little thing? These little circles? Because those are seeds. Mia, I wonder why you. I wonder why you put the barn. You mean farm? Yeah. So the train could deliver the stuff to the farm. Okay. I wonder why you put radishes. Where? You mean these things? Yeah. Those are apples that you could get. Now it's listening. So first I put the brown thing to hold the apples in. And then I put the little sign of how much the apples were. And then I put the apple here, and then I made the little wire thingy to transport the seeds into the thing where it sorts the seeds. And right here is a little code. And then this path leads to the seed washer. And then the seed washer washes the seeds and the apples. And then the seeds grow in the seed cars. And then the apples go in the apple car. And then the train delivers them to the farm. And the apple cider. And right here is the apple cider. And I put a little table for it to be on. Next is suggestions. I mean, wonderful.
Okay, so that finishes up. Yep, they did cute, so cute. You're probably sitting there saying, okay, so what next? But what's next is that thanks to Superintendent Smith, we got the okay, and RIDE has asked us to follow through with this program, and all the kindergarten classrooms in the district will be following this curriculum next year. So it's some exciting times for the kindergartners in North Providence. Thank you.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you.
Next item on the agenda, recommendation of the superintendent, the North Providence School Committee consider and vote to approve the financial report as submitted.
A motion? Motion by Mr. Andriozzi, seconded by Mr. Ionetta, I believe. Discussion, all those in favor? Opposed, ayes have it, so voted. Next item?
We do not have any homeschool requests or field trip requests. And the next item on the agenda is be it resolved that at the recommendation of the superintendent, the North Providence School Committee consider and vote to approve the custodial suspension as submitted.
Motion by Mr. Cataldi, seconded by Mr. Ionetta and Mr. Andriozzi. Discussion, all those in favor? Opposed, ayes have it, so voted.
Be it resolved that at the recommendation of the superintendent, the North Providence School Committee consider and vote to approve the revised education specification plan as submitted.
Motion by Steve Andriozzi, seconded by Mr. Cataldi and Mr. Palmieri. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed, ayes have it, so voted. Next item?
And the next item is a revision to the calendar, and it was an adjustment we needed to make for Veterans Day. So be it resolved that at the recommendation of the superintendent, the North Providence School Committee consider and vote to approve the revised 17-18 school calendar as submitted.
Motion by Mrs. Picard, seconded by Mr. Ionetta. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed, ayes have it, so voted. Next item?
We don't have any bids this evening. Be it resolved that at the recommendation of the superintendent, the North Providence School Committee consider and vote to approve the resignations as submitted.
We need a motion by Mr. Andriozzi, I believe, seconded by Mrs. Picard and Mr. Cataldi. Okay. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Ayes have it, so voted.
We have two retirements this evening. Edward Tromka, who's a science teacher at North Providence High School, and Carol Simone, who's a teacher assistant at Greystone. We want to wish them both well in their retirement.
Motion by Mr. Iannetta, seconded by Mrs. Picard and Mr. Silva. Discussion, all those in favor? Opposed, ayes have it, so voted. Next item.
Be it resolved that at the recommendation of the superintendent, the North Providence School Committee consider and vote to approve the leave of absences as submitted.
Motion by Mr. Andriozzi, seconded by Mr. Iannetta. Discussion, all those in favor? Opposed, ayes have it, so voted. Next item.
And we have some appointments this evening. Paul Olson, he's the half-time courier and custodian at Central Office. Dawn McNeil, the elementary school secretary at Wayland, effective date 6/19/2017. Joanne Lynch, induction and instructional coach, district-wide, effective date 8/28/2017. And Irene Petit, library clerk at North Providence High School, effective date 8/30/2017.
Need a motion? Motion by, who made that motion? Motion by Mrs. Cataldi, second by Ms. Picard. Discussion, all those in favor? Opposed, ayes have it, so voted. Next item.
Recommendation of the superintendent, the North Providence School Committee consider and vote to approve the layoff rescissions as submitted.
Motion by Mr. Iannetta, seconded by, discussion, all those in favor? Opposed, ayes have it, so voted. Next item.
Be it resolved that at the recommendation of the superintendent, the North Providence School Committee consider and vote to approve the displacement rescissions as submitted.
Motion by was it Mr. Andriozzi? Mr. Andriozzi, seconded by Mr. Iannetta. Discussion, all those in favor? Opposed, ayes have it, so voted.
The next thing is
Okay, yes.
Okay. Be it resolved that at the recommendation of the superintendent, that the North Providence School Committee make a recommendation to take the architect contract to mediation.
Okay, need a motion? Motion by Mr. Iannetta, seconded by Mr. Cataldi, I believe. Discussion, all those in favor? Opposed, ayes have it, so voted.
Be it resolved that at the recommendation of the superintendent, the North Providence School Committee consider and vote to approve the removal of textbooks from inventory as submitted.
Motion by Mr. Andriozzi, I believe, seconded by Ms. Picard. Discussion, all those in favor? Opposed, ayes have it, so voted.
And the next items do not require a vote, but it's the second read of the North Providence High School Diploma System Policy, the first read of the school internet content filtering policy, the first read of the Bring Your Own Device student policy, and the first read of acceptable use of district computer network and internet student policy.
Okay, thank you. On the school committee report, I have one report to make. I'm appointing a new subcommittee pertaining to grants, and the three people who expressed sort of an interest in that were Gina Picard, Steve Andriozzi, and Stephen Palmieri. And the next item would be a request to address the committee. Are there any? No? I don't think there are any. Okay, use of property.
Okay. Be it resolved that at the recommendation of the superintendent, the North Providence School Committee consider and vote to approve the use of property requests as submitted, and there's only one for discussion, and that is Sergeant Scaramuzzo's use of the high school gym for basketball.
Okay. Any other motion? Yes. We're going to...
Under this, I think under this one, we take the initial request for this month, and then I will rescind last month.
Okay. Why don't we vote on the...
So
one
moving
before us
forward, what
right
are we
now?
doing?
Excuse me?
So moving forward,
I think, Steve, why don't we just vote on the... Here, and then we'll...
Is Mr. Peterson in the audience?
So he had a request to address the committee, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
So my suggestion was we at least mention his name, if he's here, we gave him an opportunity.
Oh, okay. I didn't see anything
He's not here.
on
Use
him.
of property.
Okay. I didn't see anything on him at all. Nothing here. Okay.
The use of properties, it's just whether or not you'll approve waiving the fees for the the basketball league under Sergeant Scaramuzzo's supervision, the town of North Providence to have the farmers market in the parking lot at the high school, and then basketball games by Mr. Norm Harrison on Tuesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. And the facility charge needs to be determined. They want to use the Ritchie Gym.
If I may.
Okay. Question, yes.
So I'll make a motion to approve these, and someone can second so we can have discussion.
Second for discussion.
Motion by Mr. De Silva, seconded by Mrs. Picard and Mr. Palmieri. Discussion.
So, the Ritchie Gym has been ongoing forever. That's not an issue. The farmer's market in the parking lot, obviously there's no fee for that. And I don't see for the police department when the dates are. It says Saturdays, but 10-week period, is that summers? Is that during the school year? I'm sorry, is that summers? Is that during the school year?
That
I think
And
it's
then
a
Mr.
I think it's a
Andriozzi.
10-week program, I think.
Yes, but I don't know if it starts in July. Are we going to have to open this? Is it going to conflict with a recreation program that we've already given approval to? It doesn't give any dates, so we can approve it and have administration coordinate it, or we can get more information and table it. But without the dates, so let's say he wants to use the gym for this program. It does say Saturdays though, so that will not interfere with the
Saturdays.
recreation
doesn't
department.
have the time
Yep.
either.
So what Saturdays?
Yeah. I
Is
don't
that
know.
fall Saturdays, now Saturdays?
Why don't we approve that subject to confirmation on a date? How's that?
And we're going to, is the school department going to supply the custodian for this and waive fees for the gym?
Custodian will need to be there.
My understanding of that, Rod, is
Yes.
he called me and it to me that this program was something that would be good for kids and interacting with the younger people and let's keep into a where it's sort of helpful for them too.
So I assume it's part of community policing,
Probably, yeah.
more than one officer will be there, are they organizing games?
Well,
I
I
don't have a
think,
problem, I just don't want to approve it, and we don't know what we're approving.
Yeah,
We're gonna fix one tonight. And Mr. Andriozzi,
Maybe
the
a way
other
we could
thing
get
would
more,
say is
I mean, I think
you
what's
could go ahead
happening
with
is,
that. I'm
Right.
sorry, I was gonna say to Mr. Andriozzi, if you could go ahead with that rescinding, that would be wonderful. Oh, you're gonna, I'm sorry.
Okay, go ahead, Gina.
so I make a motion to rescind the use of property request for St. Pat's until further notice.
Okay, so motion by Ms.
Rescind
Picard,
all use of property requests.
requesting, rescinding the, any use of property request pertaining to St. Patrick's
I'll second that.
until further notice.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Andriozzi. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, so voted.
But we still have this issue with.
Mr. Andriozzi.
I would like to make a motion that we do not engage in property use in St. Pat's until we take full ownership of the school in September. Not ownership, we take full custody,
As a
care, and
lessor-
control of the property in September.
Okay.
When we're operating it as a school.
Correct. So we put in abeyance all property use from now until September, and that September we'll revisit any
Smart move.
property usage in that building.
I'll second.
Okay, motion Andriozzi, seconded by Mrs. Picard, and I think everybody understands the motion very clearly. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Ayes have it, so voted.
Be it resolved that at the recommendation of the
Wait a minute,
superintendent.
Melinda, sorry. The police.
So I just had another,
Jen,
I
question.
think the concern around the use of property is that people are being very vague with the requests. They're not providing schedules, they're not providing enough backup, we're not sure the dates. So moving forward, we're gonna need to make sure that there's a review checklist for who's reviewing that to make sure that we get all the information, because we're being caught up rock at a hard place with some of these because we don't have all the information and people are just putting things like sports. So we need to know a little bit more than
You
that.
want to approve the policeman subject to more information such as dates and
Yes.
whatever pertinent
I
information?
have no problem with
Is that
that.
okay?
Yes, pending the backup is,
All right.
provable.
Appropriate, okay. Motion by Mrs. Picard, seconded by Mr. De Silva. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, so voted. Is that it?
Be it resolved that at the recommendation of the superintendent, the North Providence School Committee consider and vote to approve the list of bills that
Motion by Steve Andriozzi, seconded by Mr. Cataldi. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Ayes have it, so voted.
Make a motion to seal the executive session minutes and approve the executive session minutes for May 10th
Motion.
and April 26th.
Motion by Mrs. Picard to seal the executive session minutes and the other appropriate minutes, seconded by Mr. Angiozzi.
Oh,
Discussion.
got beat on
All
the
those in
second.
favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, so voted.
And make a motion to approve the general session minutes for April 26th and May 10th.
Okay. By Mrs. Picard, second.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. De Silva. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Ayes have it, so voted. Okay. Before we adjourn this evening, I think we have to mention something that's very appropriate to mention at the end of this meeting. Mrs. Smith is leaving us. She is moving on to another opportunity for her. On behalf of the committee, I would like to thank you for your service. You've really put in a tremendous amount of time, and I remember what was going on. You know, nothing that bad was going on, but I remember how the district was before you came, and I think you made us a better place and a better school system. So I thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Chairman Marciano. And I gladly pass the torch to Superintendent Morisseau, who is going to move the district even further. Thank you.
Thank you. And with that, we need a motion to adjourn. Motion by Ms. Picard, seconded by Mr. Andriozzi. Scott, that's it.